Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines. We got linked to in the XRP ledger. What's going on there? We'll get into it. Wall Street bankers fear-mongering. I think we know what's happening there. The DCEA, we'll get into it. And Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank talking about stable coins. We got a reminder from Brad Garlinghouse. It's going to set us up for what we really should be paying attention to right now in this down market. The true potential of XRP. And are we, in fact, near the bottom for XRP price and an explosion? Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow me on Twitter at Dig Perspectives at the top of the screen. Everything that we're talking about here today, we are right now at $1.278 trillion market cap for crypto. It is March 29th, 2022. Happy Sunday, everybody. Bitcoin right now, 29,400 plus, Ethereum, 1,800 plus. We see XRP at the number 6 spot right now at 38 cents. The whole market is under suppression right now. Let's take a look right now from Fiat Links and see what we got. They're showing 39 cents here. Everything's loading slowly this morning. Bear with me. 38 cents on the bottom, 39 on the top. We'll keep an eye on it. Very tight trading range right now. Right now, I want to show you this minute clip. This is Matthew Rosenden, who used to work for Ripple, now working for Link2, discusses what they're working on. Take a listen.
Hey everyone, Matt Rosenden here.
Let me get the volume right for us here.
Link2's new VP of Ledger, and today I'm excited to share a bit about the new on-chain initiatives that we have going on at Link2. So first, what we're doing is we're building a new XRP ledger-based wallet that tokenizes the investment assets that are purchased on the Link2 platform. And then secondly, users are going to be able to trade the investment assets on a new investment alternative trading system, or ATS, which is being built on the XRP ledger's decentralized exchange. So this ATS is going to facilitate greater liquidity for our users, and it has the potential to be the most transparent secondary market for private securities in the world. So Link2 is really blazing a trail here, and I'm excited to be a part of the team. And then also, California Governor Newsom issued an executive order, and he's asking the regulatory agencies in California to solicit public comment on crypto regulations in California. So we're proud to say that we're going to be issuing comment and facilitating the dialogue with the state regulator in California. So
very, very big things happening there in Link2. And I don't mind telling you, they still have the $5,000 special going on for your minimum investment right now. And you can receive the $1,000 back. So if you, to clarify, that's $5,000 plus for Ripple or $5,000 plus for Link2, and you get the $1,000 XRP drop. This is really an incredible special. And again, they're doing amazing things. Look, the ATS, the alternative trading system, is going to be so you can trade the back end market once you're holding private equity. Hey, if you're not accredited, I've told you this before, click the link underneath the video, get that app. They're also working right now to be able to do a crowdfund or crowdsource or crowdfund project where non-accredited people can participate in investing. I'm telling you, Link2 is on top of it. Make sure you get that link under the video. Now, this is an interesting thought about the SEC versus Ripple case here from Stephen Hubert, who says, I think it's possible the SEC will not drag the Hinman issue over the emails to Torres or even further. If they do, they create precedent for other cases. After losing with the internal courts, they will think twice if this seems futile. That's another reason they tried all options with NetBurn. Jeremy Hogan comes in and says, that's an interesting thought. A loss with Torres just hurts a little. A loss on an appeal from Torres, however, is a different level of hurt. Thank you to both of those gentlemen for that thought that, we can't take off the table that a settlement could happen at any time. Now, Worst case scenario, we're looking into what I think it's March 2023, according to Jim Filan. Shout out to him for that information. So, prepare for the worst, hope for the best, right? But always keep that perspective that things can change any time right now. So, okay, now looking at this too, digital dollar would drain money from U.S. banks, says Wall Street lobby groups. Well, of course they say that. But here's something to take into account for that. You know that this is fear-mongering because Wall Street and the banks don't want to lose control, and they're not going to. I love decentralization. The libertarian in me loves it. But I also understand at 51 years old that we're not going to see the banks and Wall Street give up any power or governments. It's not going to happen, right? But what I will say is that if it was such a problem, how come we haven't seen any adverse effects from USD coin, which has had over $3 trillion worth of transactions come on in? Yeah. Then this here from Mark Phillips very quickly is a reminder about the DCEA, the Digital Commodity Exchange Act. Now, remember, for those of you that don't know very quickly, the CFTC, the Commodities Futures Trade Commission, already when established had the CEA, the Commodities Exchange Act. So this would be an expansion or an overlay of the CEA that governs basically the CFTC, right? So this would be the Digital Commodities Exchange Act, which would encompass digital assets without them being securities, unless obviously someone did an ICO the way Ethereum did. Now, looking at this is in relationship to stablecoin regulation, and I think it, to my estimation from this clip here, Kevin O'Leary's got it right. When it comes to stablecoin legislation, listen to what he says here.
I'd like to, and I've read both bills, so I'm just giving you Cole's notes on what the Toomey bill and the Haggerty bill say about stablecoins. Not just USDC, all stablecoins. It's very simple. The Haggerty bill is 2 pages. Every senator can read 2 pages. And so the point is, they're asking for an audit every 30 days. What's wrong with that? Nothing. In fact, that would make you feel more confident about the asset. And secondly, they would like to have no underlying asset have a duration of longer than 12 months. No problem with that, right, Jeremy? That's not a big problem. It's
very simple and straight ahead, and there's nothing wrong with that level of accountability, right? So we'll keep an eye on it, what goes on. Look, I think one of the first places we're going to see some effect in regulation may come from the, results of the executive order by way of the U.S. Treasury and FSOC, right? And that I believe that I believe that will be based around stablecoin and possibly custody. So we'll pay attention for that. This I wanted to bring up because of where we're going, right? This is about the true potential for Ripple and XRP here. And you're going to get some powerful thoughts here from David Schwartz in just a second as well. But remember when Brad Garlinghouse put this out about a week and a half ago here? Ripple's committed to a $100 million investment modernize carbon markets globally. Though investing in carbon removal companies and supporting growth in carbon credit tokenization functionality, hear me out, NFTs aren't just about digital art. And he's also even made the remarks too that it's not just about cross-border payments anymore for Ripple. They are expanding. Now, I want to take you to this article I got from Jesus Dejero, I believe it was. Shout out to him for this. And this is a reminder of an old article here from 2016 about the true potential of Ripple and XRP. You can breathe a sigh of relief. I'm not going to read this whole thing to you. But what I did do is put together a thread from this article of the highlights to remind all of us here exactly what we're talking about. Ripple was just not a currency. We know it's XRP, right? So remember, it's a 2016 article. It was literally a global decentralized exchange. That's what the XRP ledger is. Already there were symbols to represent the US dollar, the euro, gold, even other cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. And just like the base currency XRP, these could all be traded or sent within seconds. The most immediate and obvious benefit of this technology technology is the near instantaneous transaction time. Well, back in the day, they made this right here, the World Exchange, everything paired to XRP, USD, and every other currency out here. And obviously, the idea is to expand beyond just currencies. You're going to hear that in just a second. But Ripple can do so much more than just send money quickly. These symbols that you create so effortlessly can represent anything, not just money. It's not just a payment protocol. You can very much create a symbol that instead represents your company or shares you are trying to issue. In other words, the technology is there for anyone to IPO their own company, fund, or other financial vehicle without any bank or middleman, right there with a few mouse clicks, eliminating the concept of pre-market or after hours. All of the benefits of a traditional IPO or stock offering can be had at virtually no cost, no time, and with no middlemen by literally anyone in the world. The same goes for any other form of borrowing or funding. It's implicit credit rating, or in other words, a market-determined value for every person, company, and financial instrument that gets listed. That's what a decentralized exchange is. It's not just an FX market. It's not just a tradable market. You can literally form credit ratings for companies, businesses, and individuals off of this. And all of this can be done on the same global decentralized exchange. You don't need to exchange money for shares or vice versa. You can directly exchange shares for other shares, commodities for loans, private equity for bonds, etc., with, again, all the intermediary trades necessary to make it happen automatically occurring behind the scenes. Anything can be traded, issued, and sent in real time anywhere in the world. Anyone can access and use exchange directly with no one in between besides your internet provider. And like the internet, the exchange itself is forever online. Fully automated with no manual human labor or involvement. Part of that is from the pressure on Ripple Labs to narrow their use case to just the settlement infrastructure for banks. It is unfortunate to see such powerful technology pigeonholed to a small fraction of its potential. This is what we hold, ladies and gentlemen. Narrowing the focus of cross-border payments in the infrastructure for banks is just merely one use case, but a very important use case to be highly focused on. Because when you bring in that system into this use of this technology, you have connected so much more than just cross-border payments, and they know it. They're almost like Microsoft of cryptocurrencies when it comes to marketing, where despite having a superior technology such as the Surface, they let everyone else box them into a category that already exists until someone else rebrands it. For Ripple here, their box is blockchain and bank transaction settlement. Yet public perception continues to be that they just facilitate payments like any other cryptocurrency. Probably because that practically is the only thing they're doing with it at the moment. Just because it's what you see doesn't mean it is all that it is. The XRP ledger is the first truly decentralized exchange. The worldexchange.net, again, shout out to Dejero Jesus for that article and reminder, and shout out to the person who wrote that article. Now, let's look at this. This is from David Schwartz. It says about a year ago, I guess it had some answers. I don't know when he actually wrote this, but nevertheless, this is a comment. We know David Schwartz loves Quora. He says here, related, since XRP is working alongside the established financial system, is it plausible that the U.S. Federal Reserve may take ownership of XRP and the Ripple network, becoming XRP a kind of digital USD? The answer: they could take possession of Ripple's private network, but there's really no way they could take possession of XRP or the XRP ledger. It's a public resource operated by people all over the globe, or as David says nowadays, a public good. They could create their own copy of the system, just as they could with any other public ledger system. But then they'd have to compete with systems like Bitcoin and the XRP ledger. If the value of these systems comes from their decentralization, then why would people want to use one owned by the Federal Reserve? The design of the public blockchain system makes a lot of engineering sacrifices precisely to ensure that they can't be taken over or censored. They have no administrative functions. It would make sense to take over an existing system and completely destroy its value proposition. You know, it's in this response here that I say the reason they would make their own private system is exactly the reason that Ripple has a private ledger for central banks. They don't want us to see what the transactions are, right? That's the power in that. And agreed, they can't take possession of XRP or the XRP ledger. It's decentralized. But they could bring an enormous amount of value to it if they tell the rest of the world that they're using it in their own private system. Now, couldn't they? That is exciting to me because we know there is a private ledger for central banks. And I do believe we will see in the back end, even for stocks and things of that nature, XRP ledger be used for settlement and to open the markets up and tie all of the different markets together as one global market. Right here we see from Eggrag Crypto, I covered this yesterday, he says the lowest RSI in history for XRP is on the weekly right here. It is oversold, and it matches what this technical analyst is saying. Dark Defender here, he says we expected a reversal and we didn't get it. It's been delayed. XRP had 9 weekly red candles in a row for the first time, and the weekly wave trend is indicating that XRP is again oversold right here, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't mean that it won't continue to be oversold. Now, does it? But the reality for me is I feel better touching on this topic, the true potential for XRP and Ripple, and understanding what I hold, and understanding that this moment and the market in general is down because of the lack of clarity that continues to exist, the infighting between the agencies, the lack of government to do their job and actually pass legislation. Will we get something before November? It's unlikely, but I hope so. I remain glass half full, even if it ends up being the Treasury and FSOC that come in to do their job. Before I get out of here, take a look at this. This is I Trust Capital. Retire in style, ladies and gentlemen. The only thing better than buying crypto is buying tax-free crypto. I'll catch all of you on the next one.